A close friend of Twitch just dropped a bombshell, a leaked phone call with his widow, Allison Holker, and it's leaving people in shock. In the call, Allison makes some seriously shady comments, especially about the NDAs she apparently forced Twitch's mom and family to sign during his funeral. But wait, it gets worse. She also makes some pretty heartless remarks about Twitch's mental health, acting like his struggles were no big deal. It's honestly hard to listen to, especially knowing what he went through. This recording is definitely turning heads, and people are questioning everything now. Allison just did an interview with People magazine, where she came across as the grieving widow who spent the last 2 years learning all about mental health. She painted herself as the victim, acting like she was totally blindsided by Twitch's death. But now, with this leaked recording, it's clear she's telling a totally different story behind the scenes. And if that wasn't enough, she's now promoting a tell-all memoir, where she's revealing Twitch's deepest secrets, stuff from his private journal. She's allegedly spilling everything, from his struggles with substances to childhood trauma and other personal details that were supposed to stay private. People are definitely questioning her motives now. Twitch clearly didn't want anyone, not even his wife, sharing these personal details with the world. But here's where it gets really shady. New reports are saying those NDAs don't just keep Twitch's family quiet, they also stop anyone except Allison from telling his story. This means she can tell whatever version she wants and make money from it. But that's not all. There are now rumors, and even some proof, suggesting that Allison may have been involved with someone else while Twitch was still alive. Things are definitely taking a wild turn, and people are starting to question everything. What's really going on here? Allison Holker, Twitch's widow, is facing some serious backlash from his family and friends after some jaw-dropping claims she made in her upcoming memoir. She says that after Twitch passed away in December 2022, things got pretty tense with his family. The big issue? She made Twitch's mom sign an NDA just to see his body. When she was asked about it, Allison didn't hold back, saying, "Yeah, I think it's fine to make his mom sign an NDA to see his body, and I'd do it again." People are now questioning everything, and it's clear there's a lot more going on behind the scenes. This whole situation is definitely stirring up some drama. Allison Holker recently revealed some heartbreaking things she found after Twitch passed. She discovered illegal substances in their home and even stumbled upon journal entries that showed he had been struggling with deep past trauma. In an interview with People magazine, she opened up about finding a stash of different substances and having to look some up on her phone to figure out what they were. She shared how tough it was to realize that he was carrying so much pain and hiding it from everyone. She believes there was a lot of shame in what he was going through, and that he was trying to cope by turning to substances. It's a tough truth to face, and it's clear just how much he was battling inside. Feelings cause he didn't want to put it on anyone cause he loved everyone so much he didn't want any other people to take on his pain. But that's not all. Allison also claims that after Twitch passed, she read his private journals where he allegedly hinted at being victimized by a male figure during his childhood. But this is where things start to look shady. Twitch's family and friends are furious with Allison, and they're accusing her of spreading lies just to sell her book, and even if her claims about Twitch's struggles are true, that's not her story to tell. Twitch obviously didn't even want Allison to know about these things, so for her to feel she has the right to share it with the public is insane. And what's really rubbing folks the wrong way is that Allison keeps saying she wants to protect Twitch's legacy, but how does that make sense when she's out here painting him as a struggling addict? Not to mention that Twitch's autopsy confirmed there were no substances or alcohol in his system when he passed. Let's just say fans aren't buying Allison's story, and the backlash is only getting louder, especially now that Twitch's family is finally speaking out and calling her out. Even Twitch's mom, Connie Boss Alexander, broke her silence and said that the family is absolutely appalled by the misleading and hurtful claims made about Stephen. Connie wrote, "The recent publications spreading untruths about Stephen have crossed every line of decency. As his mother, I will not let these accusations go unanswered. We will not stand by while his name and legacy are tarnished. He doesn't deserve this, and the kids don't deserve this." Another person speaking out is Courtney and Platt, a close friend of Twitch, who went on an Instagram rant calling out Allison's behavior and saying it's by Far the most tacky, classless, opportunistic act she's ever seen in her entire life. Courtney wrote, "Here you go, and write a book with all the dirty laundry smearing his name and attempting to dim the bright, loyal, loving light that was your husband, my friend." Whether any of it is true or not is actually beside the point. This is how you protect the boss name you so quickly dropped on social media 48 hours after he passed his legacy. This is how you protect his children from any further humiliation, hurt, and despair. And even people from The Ellen Show who worked closely with Twitch for years are calling out Allison for exposing these deeply personal details from his journal just to sell her book. One of them is producer Andy Lassner, who shared a lengthy post saying that Twitch deserves privacy in his. When Twitch passed away, it became clear there was a reason he kept certain parts of his life private, even from those closest to him. As much as he shared with the world, bringing joy and light as a public figure, there were personal struggles, his childhood, and other pieces of his life that he kept to himself. Those things were his to hold on to, and honestly, they should stay that way. He gave us so much, more than we could ever ask for, but the things he chose to keep for himself are his personal stories. I think we should all respect that and let those pieces of his life stay private, just as he intended. Deserves to keep in death, they belong to him. But just when you thought this situation couldn't get any messier, one of Twitch's close friends decided to leak a secretly recorded phone call with Allison, and let's just say she sounds nothing like the person she's pretending to be in public. In the recording, he asked Allison about forcing Twitch's mom to sign an NDA just to see her own son's body at the funeral, and she straight up said she'd do it again. Allison then tried to spin the story, claiming Twitch also made his mom sign DAWs. However, when Twitch's friend pointed out that his mom only signed DAWs for a party, which is completely different from signing one at her own son's funeral, Allison started getting defensive and tried to the subject, "You actually think that it is cool to make his mom sign NDA to see his body?" "Yeah, I do. Oh, and I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to see his body again and again." Why would she tell to see his body? Great, but also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand that Stevens even asked her to do it. He didn't ask her to sign. "I would do it again. I would do it again." You hear that a party, the NDA for a party and for a part, and asking his mother to know. It's not the same thing. I have asked the NDA to go to the funeral, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I just said Stevens asked her how to sign in. Ain't no, did you know this? That's different than signing. No, that came from Steven. I'm asking you would never post a picture of Steven in the thing, right? So if you say you wouldn't, why would you think that Connie would do that? That's what I'm asking you. I was also going off of advice from people, so I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't know why everyone expects me to done this before, but also just so you know, by the way, meanwhile, do you know that Steven has asked Connie to sign an NDA before? This was not first time signing an NDA. I don't know if you knew this. I've signed DAWs before. I think it's more Connie had to sign an NDA to go to one of our parties. Did you know this? That's different than signing an N. No, that came from Stepen, and Stepen wasn't don't make my mom have to find N. No, for ST to come to a party, and Steven asked her to sign it. Allison, I'm saying this is not so don't. I'm saying her time, and I'm saying signing an NDA to see her son's body, her signing an NDA to go to the funeral. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I just said Stevens asked her before she could come into a party. That's different. You don't understand how that's different. So wait, why was Steven wrong? And asking his mother to no. It's not the same thing. I've had family sign DAWs for a different thing I'm talking about to make his mama. So you telling me you don't see the difference in a party and IND for a party, Allison, other than, well, I know this'll say this making his mama see his would definitely have my F. By the way, my family also an NDA, no questions asked. It doesn't matter who it is. It was protecting Steven, and it was the right choice. You think that was protext? And Allison also kept talking about how handing out those DAWs was the right choice for her, and get this, she even claimed that people have been celebrating her for the way she's protected Twitch to see his body was making his M to his a good to see his body. Celebrate, be outside, y'all. I have been celebrated from how I've handled this and protected ST. Listen, do you think you actually think that it is cool to make his mom sign NDA to see his body? Yeah, I do. And I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to. But as we can all see, Allison isn't being celebrated. She's been dragged by almost everyone who actually knew Twitch, his family, lifelong friends, people he worked with in the industry. They're all calling her out for disrespecting his legacy, but it gets worse. Allison has been saying in public that she spent the last 2 years educating herself on mental health. However, in this phone call with Twitch's friends, she showed no emotion when talking about Twitch's struggles. In fact, she even blamed him, saying he could have stayed with his family and could have asked for help, but chose not. At the end of the day, it's okay, you realize that Steven left, so when you say what you mean, st left on what? Do you mean left would want the family to see his kids? He could have stayed. Don't say that. Help, don't say that. Don't say that. Yes, no, I'm allowed to know. You ain't allowed to say no stupid like that. You ain't allowed to say no stupid like that, man. What you mean? He could have stayed. He could have stayed and been a partner. He could still be helping fathering these children with me. I would love to wake up next to him every single day. Still, I loved him more than anything. I still talk to him. He still talks to me. He still comes to me my dreams. I still ask him for advice. He still guides me. Say I ain't doing some crazy ass. I still communicate with him. I am doing everything I can and do. My only job is it ain't to worry about you. My job is to worry about these 3 kids, and I'm doing a beautiful goddamn job at it. Think so, and I protect the hell out of Sten. I thought you said you knew he had mental issues. I thought you said you knew he was going through stuff, and then you just say some dark like, well, I mean, he should have stayed. He should have stayed. He should have stayed. He had options. He could have got therapy. He could have talked to someone. He could have asked for help. Where was you at? Why couldn't he talk to you? Why couldn't he talk to you? Y'all was so close, right? He doesn't have to judge, no. Y'all were so close, right? Why could he talk to you? His mother, it could have been he had a hell conversation. Say that about he had a hell conversations with me about why he couldn't talk to you. Why couldn't he talk to you here? That part, he had a hell of conversations. Yeah, you hear that part? He had a hell of conversations with me about why he couldn't talk to you. Sure, my guy, yeah. What do you mean, sure? It's real up to say what you just say. He could just be here. It's like a dismissal. You dismissing all he went through up here. But then when you social media and you in front of people, oh, he was, going through so much. But then you just say that, well, why he here do? You know what why he stand here. You know what he went through as a child. I know a whole bunch he went through. I don't understand why you've been dismissive. Don't talk about, don't change the subject now. No, I'm asking like to know if context. You do know what his brain. Hey, look, you actually listen. You ask questions to like read. I'm asking you asking me a question to redirect like that. You keep doing it as if you like have this know it all. You just know more than everybody else. You don't. And get this, Allison also tried to suggest that the reason she doesn't let Twitch's kids spend time with his family is because Twitch supposedly had a bad relationship with his mom Connie and didn't even want to visit her. Are you're going to allow those 2 black kids to be around their black side of the family? They've been just as much as they were before. Okay, guess what, a year. Okay, listen to me, but watch this. But they want to see them, though. They want to see their kids more, but are you willing to allow that? You're the one who can make that happen. I'm not responsible for doing more than what Steven did before. I've got my own life now. What do you mean you're not responsible? Yes, you are. You're the only one left who has the power to do what we always did. Steven was supposed to visit his grandparents, but he never went back. In November, he didn't want to go. Why? Why didn't he want to go? Didn't he want to see them more? No, he didn't. Why didn't he want to go? Was willing. Why didn't he want to go? Why didn't he want to go? He didn't want to go see Connie. Why no? Why didn't he want to go? Why didn't he want to go? Why didn't he want to go? He didn't want to go see Connie. Oh, guess what? Maybe they have a different relationship than you actually know, because you weren't talking to her. I'm asking you to your knowledge. Why didn't you want to go? I do not owe you any of our private proper, but they weren't even private. These were in front of our team members. He didn't go, and that was on Steven not wanting to go. Had nothing to do with me. He didn't want to go. Okay, so, and honestly, I owe you no more than that. I don't need to give you those details. I know details. I'm letting you talk. I got my details now. Of course, none of us really know what kind of relationship Twitch had with his mom or the rest of his family, but Allison's claims don't line up with what we can see on Step social media. See, he used to post about his mom all the time on Instagram. In fact, in October 2022, just 2 months prior to his death, Steven posted this sweet photo with his mom for her birthday and wrote in the caption, "Everyone help me wish my mom a happy birthday, Mom. Thank you for life, and thank you for love you to the moon and back again. Happy birthday." But it gets even messier. There's a photo going around of Allison holding hands with Steven's former friend Emmanueleo. while leaving a hotel in Mono together, and apparently they hooked up shortly after Twitch's passing. By the way, Allison is now dating tech CEO Adam Edmonds, and she's already hard-launched their romance on social media and introduced Adam to Twitch's kids. But Allison moving on isn't really the main issue here. It's all the other things she's been doing that seem incredibly disrespectful to Steven and his family, like those shady ND. And speaking of those NDAs, the Daily Mail just revealed that the agreement. Allison made Twitch's family sign NDAs before they could even attend his funeral, stopping them from making money off any interviews, books, or media related to him. But somehow, that rule doesn't seem to apply to her. The fact that she's sharing Twitch's deepest struggles from his journal just to sell her book feels pretty heartless. But Twitch's family isn't backing down. A source told the Mail that they're ready to fight back once Allison's memoir comes out. This story is far from over, and things are only going to get more intense. Source close to the family revealed Twitch's family is preparing to fight back against Allison after she came out with those scathing allegations about him. The family disapproves of what she said and will be speaking out about the untruths, the source said. According to the insider, Twitch's family hasn't received an advanced copy of Allison's book, and they have to wait for the book to be released just like everyone else, the source explained. Once the memoir comes out next month, the family plans on. After seeing all the claims made about him, Twitch's family has spoken out again. They don't believe Allison is telling the whole truth and feel like she's misleading everyone. A source close to them said they're really upset and won't stay quiet much longer, especially after everything she's put them through. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Allison made a mistake by sharing Twitch's private struggles and keeping his family silent? What are your thoughts on that phone call and what she said about Twitch choosing not to stay? Drop your comments below and don't forget to check out the next video.